Hello, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Welcome to The Takeout. There is, at this hour, a standoff in Minneapolis. It is physical and it is rhetorical. It is quite obviously tense, and it may well prove to be unpredictable. The underlying cause is a woman driving a vehicle was shot and killed by a federal immigration agent. Descriptions of what happened vary dramatically. DHS says the vehicle attempted to ram ICE officers in a residential neighborhood.
We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such.
Videos from the scene suggest something very different. Furious local and state officials said the shooting victim did not pose a threat and under no circumstance deserved to die. The mayor of Minneapolis called on ICE, deployed in numbers 15 times larger than its standard law enforcement posture in Minneapolis, to leave the city.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is this was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
We will have reports from the scene and speak to a member of the Minneapolis City Council. But first, we want to show you, without commentary, the events from earlier today of the shooting of that motorist. Nicole Sganga joins us now from Minneapolis. Nicole, it's been a very turbulent day in Minneapolis. Set the scene for us and what we know.
Well, Major, I'm currently standing where ICE immigration operations began earlier today. That operation became a crime scene. That crime scene became a demonstration zone as we watched as ICE agents deployed tear gas on protesters, and FBI descended on the scene, as well as local and state law enforcement. That protest became a vigil, and right now behind me, folks are lighting candles, are laying flowers, and are saying prayers, singing for a 37-year-old woman who was shot dead. We know that the immigration and enforcement removal presence here in Minneapolis has grown over the past few days, beginning on Sunday. That's actually why we're here in Minneapolis, Major. We interviewed the DHS secretary just yesterday on what is the single largest deployment of federal agents to an American city under the Trump administration. There are more than 2,000 federal agents on the ground, including 1,500 ICE or immigration agents, and that is 15 times the number of immigration agents that would typically be assigned to the Minneapolis area. Major, I don't want our viewers to forget just how raw this community is. And we have heard it from witnesses, and we have heard it from neighbors who are heartbroken, who have told us, quote, "Is this what America looks like?" That where I'm standing today, that immigration operation turned crime scene, turned demonstration, turned vigil is less than 1 mile away from where George Floyd was killed at the hands of police.
Picking up on that point, Nicole, it's been relayed to me that there has been for quite some time, long before this ICE deployment, nervousness in the community writ large in Minneapolis about police presence, police activity. And as we saw in the video, the approaching vehicle unmarked, which may have contributed to confusion, anxiety about what was about to transpire or what this was about. Is that something you're also hearing?
Absolutely, Major. It is a sense of fear that is deeply rooted here in Minneapolis as the widening fraud probe turned into a federal law enforcement deployment that many within Minneapolis felt was targeting the Somali American community. And we asked DHS Secretary Noem about that. She relayed to us that immigration enforcement operations here weren't particularly directed at any community, that they were going after, quote, the worst of the worst criminal offenders. We did go on an ICE raid alongside the DHS Secretary in the pre-dawn hours yesterday, and we witnessed there a very extensive law enforcement operation with all unmarked vehicles, aside from one Bearcat in which the DHS Secretary was inside. So we have seen a rising tension, even as we were on that law enforcement operation. Protesters in the streets, drawing whistles, screaming, throwing things towards agents. We've heard the DHS Secretary express worries about the safety of her community, but we've also heard community leaders and state leaders, including Governor Walz, push back on that, saying that he has warned that something like this would happen for weeks, if not months. We've seen similar scenes play out across the country, including in Chicago, where just a few months ago there was a vehicle ramming incident between a bystander and ICE immigration enforcement that resulted in an agent opening fire. We saw that same thing play out today. The difference, Major, being that someone is killed today, someone is dead. Major.
Nicole Sganga, thank you very much.